Welcome. There is nothing to do here, and nowhere to be, and no reason to stay awake for any of this. You are allowed to miss the end. Let your shoulders come down, away from your ears. Let your jaw come loose. Let your hands open wherever they are resting. Breathe in slowly through your nose, and let it go slower than you took it in. Again, in and out longer. One more time, and this time let the breath leave without helping it at all. Good. Now let the room go quiet around you. Whatever you were thinking about a moment ago can wait until morning, and it will still be there, and it will be smaller then. The story starts here. You do not need to follow it. Just let it happen somewhere nearby, the way rain happens outside a window. You are already here, on the path, where the snow reaches past your ankles, a deep, soft white across everything, holding you gently. The air is still, carrying the crisp, clean scent of pine and frozen earth, and the only sound is the quiet, rhythmic compression of snow beneath your boots. A soft padding that feels entirely natural. Ahead, through the dark, heavy boughs of the ancient pines and the slender, bare-limbed birches, a single window glows, a warm, inviting square of lamplight against the deepening grey-blue of the twilight sky, a steady beacon drawing you gently onward. The light itself seems to hum a low, quiet note, a promise of warmth, a quiet certainty in the hush of the falling evening. And it feels as though you have always been moving towards this very spot. The sky overhead is a vast, boundless expanse of muted grey, stretching endlessly, softening imperceptibly towards the horizon into a deep, velvety blue, where the last lingering traces of daylight slowly drain away, leaving only the soft anticipation of night. Tall, ancient pines stand as silent sentinels all around, their sturdy branches laden with thick, pristine blankets of white snow, each needle dusted, each bough bowed low under the quiet, immense weight, creating a hushed, vaulted ceiling above the winding path. The air you breathe is sharply cold, a clean, invigorating coolness that fills your lungs with each slow, even inhale, a refreshing sensation that carries the faint, sweet scent of distant wood smoke, barely there, but steady and reassuring, a thread in the still air. Sounds travel differently here, muffled and absorbed by the deep, deep snow that blankets the entire forest floor, creating a profound quiet that settles around you like a heavy, comforting cloak. The rustle of a hidden creature in a high branch, the sudden soft thump of a heavy snowdrift sliding from a pine bough, even the gentle whisper of the wind through the topmost needles. All these sounds are softened, rounded, made distant, losing their sharp edges. There is a far-off creak, slow and deliberate, the sound of a large branch settling under its immense burden of snow, somewhere deep in the silent heart of the forest, a sound that stretches and fades into the quiet and then leaves only the profound silence once more, a quiet that holds you gently, releasing any need for hurried movement or urgent thought. Your boots make a barely audible crunch as you lift them, then sink again into the fresh, undisturbed snow, each step a deliberate, unhurried motion, a steady, measured rhythm against the deep quiet that cradles this place. The light from the cabin window ahead grows just a fraction brighter with each slow step, a steady invitation, a quiet presence in the vastness of the winter evening, and the path beneath your feet, though completely covered, feels firm and true, leading you without question, without effort, towards its quiet glow. This is the way it always is, calm and unhurried, as the day gently fades into the long, peaceful night. The path narrows now, becoming a more defined track through the deepening snow, winding gently between taller, older trees that stand as quiet witnesses. You find yourself stopping for a moment simply to breathe in the cold air, to feel the profound stillness, to let the quiet settle even deeper within you, becoming a part of your own steady rhythm. There is no hurry here, no destination demanding speed, only the soft pull of the warm light ahead. A gentle, unwavering beacon in the deepening dusk. A low bough, heavy with its accumulation of soft white snow, trembles slightly, and then with a soft sighing sound, a long drift of snow slides cleanly off, falling to the ground in a quiet, powdery cloud, leaving the branch bare and free to spring back just a little. You watch it, unhurried, a small, perfect moment of release in the vast quiet, a small movement in the stillness. Your breath, when you exhale, forms a soft cloud in the frigid air, a transient, delicate shape that drifts away into the gathering dusk, becoming one with the faint mist that already hangs in the deeper shadows of the woods. Each breath is slow, deep and steady, a gentle rhythm that matches the quiet pulse of the evening, and the air feels clean and sharp, filling you with a quiet energy that doesn't demand anything, only observes the world around you. The cabin window still ahead is noticeably larger now, its golden light spilling out onto the snow in a widening fan, illuminating the textures of the individual snowflakes caught in its glow, making them sparkle like tiny falling stars, each one perfect. You take another slow step, your boots sinking into the untouched surface, leaving clear prints that will soon be softened by the continuous gentle fall of whatever is in the air. The path rises slightly here, a barely perceptible incline, and the air around the cabin seems to shimmer with a faint warmth, even from this distance, a subtle shift in the cold that promises refuge. The dark trunks of the surrounding pines stand out in sharper relief against the soft glow from the window, their rough bark visible now, textured and ancient, holding stories of many winters. The snow on their branches seems thicker, softer, almost fluffy in the dimming light, piled high in quiet domes, undisturbed and serene. You are close enough now to see the individual logs of the cabin walls, dark and rich against the white landscape, their chinked seams holding the warmth within. The roof is a thick cap of pristine white, its edges softened by rounded drifts, and a faint, thin plume of smoke curls lazily from the stone chimney, a thread of grey against the darker sky, carrying the gentle scent of burning pine. This quiet scent drifts to you on the still air, a deeper, richer wood smoke now, no longer distant but immediate, comforting, drawing you in with a soft, irresistible pull. There is a deep peace in this slow approach, a settling of everything that felt scattered, a quiet gathering of calm. Each small detail becomes a gentle anchor, holding you steady in the quiet of this place, and the window now seems to beckon with a soft, unwavering glow. The path ends at a small clearing, where 3 wide wooden steps rise to a low porch, planks worn smooth by countless seasons, each now covered with a light dusting of fresh, pristine snow. You ascend the steps slowly, your boots making a soft, dry squeak against the cold wood, a sound that breaks the deep quiet only for a moment before the silence returns, settling even deeper. At the top, you pause on the porch, a small sheltered space where the air feels just a fraction less sharp, a subtle shift that hints at the warmth within. You lift one foot, then the other, tapping your boots gently against the solid wood, letting the accumulated snow fall away in soft powdery puffs, scattering onto the porch floor and then drifting over the edge. The porch itself is sheltered by the low overhang of the cabin roof, and the snow here is thinner, less deep than on the path, a fine layer that glistens faintly in the spill of light from the window. You reach out a hand, your fingers finding the cool, smooth surface of the iron door latch, a solid, heavy piece of metal, cold to the touch, but reassuring in its weight and presence, a familiar object. The latch lifts with a soft, well-oiled click, a quiet sound that is absorbed by the thick logs of the cabin walls, a sound that does not echo, only marks a gentle opening. With a gentle push, the heavy wooden door swings inward on silent, well-oiled hinges, revealing a deeper, richer warmth within. A wave of truly warm air, thick with the scent of pine wood and something sweet and earthy, washes over you, enveloping you completely, a sudden, profound shift from the crisp cold outside. The change is immediate and absolute, a deep comfort settling into your bones, releasing any lingering tension, any remaining trace of the chill from the long, quiet walk. The air inside is still, heavy and deeply inviting, carrying the subtle notes of old wood, of warm embers, and of a quiet, settled space. You step across the threshold, allowing the warmth to enfold you fully, letting the heavy door swing softly shut behind you with a gentle thud, sealing away the cold, sealing away the outside world. From just inside, you can see the window clearly now, and the soft tick of snow landing against the window glass is a barely audible sound, a gentle greeting in the profound quiet. You are in the room now, and the low ceiling with its exposed, hand-hewn wooden beams feels like a soft, comforting lid above you, holding the warmth close, creating a sense of intimate enclosure. The walls are also constructed of solid logs, dark and deeply stained by time, their surfaces smooth from countless touchings, radiating a gentle, steady heat that permeates every corner of the still air. To your left, a robust stone hearth dominates one entire wall, its rough-hewn stones dark and solid, and within its deep opening, a fire is already burning down to good, deep, glowing embers, a heart of soft, pulsing red light that sends out continuous waves of gentle warmth, making the air shimmer just perceptibly above the stones. The faint, sweet scent of wood smoke is richer here, mingling subtly with the clean aroma of pine and a hint of old wool, creating a deep, enveloping fragrance that settles around you like a comforting blanket. On a small, sturdy wooden table, crafted from a single slab of pine and standing near the hearth, a single oil lamp burns with a steady, soft flame, casting a warm golden light across the room, illuminating only what is needed, leaving the furthest corners in deep, welcoming shadow. The light is mellow, never harsh, and it bathes the rough-hewn surfaces of the simple furniture and the dark log walls in a gentle, unwavering glow, making everything feel solid and safe and profoundly quiet. Near the fire, its dark metal surface catching the soft lamplight, a cast-iron kettle rests on a sturdy trivet over the hob, emitting a faint, almost imperceptible whisper of steam, a soft, continuous murmur that speaks of impending warmth. The air immediately around the kettle is subtly humid, carrying a faint, clean metallic scent, a quiet promise of a comforting drink. Beside the hearth, positioned perfectly to receive the fire's deep, comforting heat, is a deep, welcoming armchair, upholstered in a sturdy, dark fabric that looks well-loved and wonderfully soft, inviting a long, quiet sit. Over its arm, a thick, hand-woven wool blanket is folded neatly, its muted colors of gray and deep blue blending softly into the quiet tones of the room, a harmonious part of the deep stillness. The wool looks impossibly soft, rich with texture, inviting to the touch, promising an immediate warmth and a comforting weight across your knees. The room is small, but it feels expansive in its quiet completeness. Everything exactly where it should be, settled and undisturbed, a place where time slows down and dissolves. There is no clutter, no urgency, just the quiet presence of things well used and cared for, waiting patiently. You feel the deep, quiet warmth sink into your skin, a profound and pleasant contrast to the sharp chill you just left behind, and the muscles in your shoulders and back begin to soften, letting go of any lingering tension, any remaining trace of the long, quiet walk through the snow. The only sound is the soft, continuous crackle and occasional sigh from the embers in the hearth, a low, steady murmur that is deeply comforting, a sound that has accompanied many quiet, peaceful evenings in this very spot. Through the small, square window, visible now from inside the deep comfort of the room, you can see the dark shapes of the towering pine trees, their branches still and heavy with snow, and the quiet, continuous descent of white flakes against the deep blue of the night sky. A vast world of gentle movement held safely at bay. The soft tick of snow landing against the window glass is a barely audible whisper, a gentle reminder of the peaceful world just outside, a sound that does not intrude upon the deep stillness within, only complements it. All these small things have been prepared, quietly and with intention, for your arrival, and now they simply wait, holding their peace. First, you unbutton your heavy coat, feeling its weight lift from your shoulders, and you turn to the simple row of wooden pegs set into the log wall near the door. With a slow, deliberate movement, you hang the coat carefully, its thick fabric settling quietly against the rough wood, releasing the last of the outside cold into the warming air of the room. Its presence there feels solid, a quiet marker of your arrival, a small task completed. Next, you turn to the hearth, where a stack of split logs waits neatly beside the stone, their surfaces smooth and dry. You select two, their weight solid and satisfying in your hands, the bark rough beneath your fingertips, carrying a faint, earthy scent of dried wood. With a gentle, unhurried motion, you place the first log carefully onto the glowing embers, listening to the soft hiss and crackle as the warmth begins to claim it, the red light flaring just a little. Then the second, laid gently beside the first, settling into the warmth, and a new, fresher scent of pine wood begins to rise from the hearth, mingling with the deeper aroma of the older embers. The fire, already warm, seems to deepen its glow, offering a renewed, soft heat to the room, a gentle companion to the quiet evening. You then turn your attention to the kettle, lifting it from the hob, its handle warm but not hot, and carry it to a small stoneware pitcher filled with clear, cold water on a nearby shelf. You fill the kettle slowly, the water making a quiet, gurgling sound as it flows from the pitcher's spout, a steady, simple sound in the profound quiet. Replacing the kettle on the hob, you notice the subtle shimmer of the rising steam, the tiny beads of condensation forming on its dark metal surface, catching the lamplight. There is no need to hurry its progress, only to wait patiently as the heat from the embers gently, steadily brings the water to a boil, a quiet anticipation. While you wait, you select a heavy ceramic mug from a small wooden rack, its surface cool to the touch, and you hold it for a moment, feeling its weight, its smooth, unglazed rim. The kettle begins to hum, a low, deep vibration that gradually grows into a soft, steady sigh, and then a gentle, rhythmic rolling boil, steam now rising in a more visible plume. You lift the mug and hold it carefully above the rising steam, allowing the warmth to permeate the ceramic, turning its cool surface into a pleasant, inviting heat, preparing it for the comforting drink. The steam feels soft against your fingers, a gentle caress. When the mug is sufficiently warm, you pour the hot water into it, a smooth, continuous stream, creating a small cloud of steam that carries the clean scent of pure heat. Then you carry the warm mug to the deep armchair beside the fire. You sink slowly into the soft depths of the chair, feeling the sturdy give of the cushions, the supportive embrace of its back, a deep comfort settling over you as you find your perfect position. The warmth of the fire is immediate here, bathing you in its gentle glow, and the mug in your hands radiates a steady, soothing heat that seeps into your palms. With a slow, deliberate movement, you reach for the thick wool blanket draped over the arm, its soft, inviting weight already a comfort. You unfold it with quiet motions, letting the rich wool cascade over your lap, pulling it gently across your knees, tucking it around your legs, feeling its soft, comforting presence, its subtle weight. The warmth gathers around you, a soft cocoon, and the quiet of the room settles even deeper, holding you gently. From the comfort of the chair, looking towards the window, the soft tick of snow landing against the window glass becomes a familiar, quiet rhythm. a steady whisper in the deep stillness. With a slow, deliberate motion, you reach for the small brass wheel on the oil lamp, feeling the smooth, cool metal beneath your fingertips, a solid, tangible object in the deepening quiet. You turn it gently, slowly, watching as the flame within the glass chimney responds, dimming gradually, the golden light softening, receding, pulling back into itself with a gentle sigh. The room dims around you, settling into a deeper, more profound quiet, bathed now primarily in the soft, pulsing red glow from the deep embers in the hearth. A steady, warm presence. The shadows lengthen and deepen, becoming softer, losing their sharp edges, becoming part of the quiet, comforting embrace of the room, dissolving gently into the peaceful twilight. The fire is now truly down to deep, rich red embers, a steady, unwavering heart of heat, sending out only the most gentle, subtle warmth, a warmth that is felt more than seen. The crackle has almost completely faded, replaced by the softest sigh, an occasional settling sound from the wood, a quiet shift within the hearth. Through the window, the world outside seems even more distant now, more muted in the soft, fading light within, a serene backdrop to the inner calm. The pine branches are darker, heavier, their snowy burdens almost indistinguishable against the night, and the continuous descent of the snow seems to have slowed, each flake a delicate whisper against the vast quiet. The soft tick of snow landing against the window glass is a barely audible whisper now, a faint, gentle sound, a quiet reminder of the peaceful world just outside, growing quieter still, fading into the comfortable silence. The blanket is warm across your legs, a soft, comforting weight. The chair holds you gently, a deep and quiet support that cradles you softly. The air is still around you, holding its warmth close, a soft, unmoving presence. The embers glow softly, a deep, rich red, a steady heart of light. This quiet light deepens in the room, making the shadows long and soft, erasing all sharp edges from the world. Outside, the snow falls, slowly, continuously, a silent, soft descent. It is very quiet now, a deep, profound quiet that stretches out, settling into every space. The pines stand silent, their heavy branches covered in white, unmoving shapes. They are dark, still forms against the darker sky, holding their quiet. Your breath is slow and even, a steady, gentle rhythm. Each inhale is smooth, a soft rise. Each exhale is soft, a quiet release. There is no need for anything else, nothing to do, nothing to think. Only this quiet, deep peace. The warmth holds you gently. The stillness deepens all around you, growing wider. Everything is calm. You are simply here, resting, floating, softly. You are already here, walking the towpath, the soft rain falling steadily around you, an early autumn evening drawing its grey veil across the water. The air is cool and clean, carrying the scent of damp earth and the distant unseen trees, their leaves just beginning to turn to russet and gold at the edges of the fading light. Ahead, through the fine haze of moisture, The low shape of a canal boat rests against the bank, its dark hull almost blending with the shadows. But one window glows with a warm, steady light, a soft square of amber against the deepening twilight. The path beneath your feet is firm and well trodden, a narrow strip of earth worn smooth by countless slow passages, and the wet grass brushes gently against your ankles as you walk, a cool, reassuring touch. The quiet ripple of the canal water runs alongside you, almost invisible in the falling light, reflecting the muted grey of the sky above, a flat, calm surface that accepts the rain without a sound of complaint. Each raindrop lands and disappears, leaving only a widening ring that slowly merges with others, a quiet calligraphy of the water's surface, endlessly appearing and fading away. The slow rhythm of your steps is the only clear sound for a while, a soft scuff on the damp earth, a familiar easy pace that asks nothing of you, simply carrying you forward through the quiet evening. The low hedgerow to your right is thick with late berries, dark and glossy with rain, a dense tangle of small branches and ancient leaves, offering a deep green shelter even now as the light softens and fades. The faint smell of wood smoke drifts on the air, carried by the gentle breeze that barely stirs the leaves of the overhanging willows along the far bank, their long branches dipping low towards the water, dark filaments against the pale, rain-washed sky. The single warm window of the boat ahead seems to pull you gently forward, a quiet beacon in the gathering dusk, not urgent, never demanding, just steadily present, waiting for you to draw near at your own unhurried pace. The familiar sense of simply being here, of arriving without effort, settles around you like a soft wool blanket, easing any lingering edges of the day, leaving only the calm presence of the path, the rain, and the quiet canal. The world feels soft and blurred at its edges, a gentle watercolor painting rendered in shades of grey and deep green, and the occasional unexpected warmth of the lamp from the boat. And it is enough for now to simply walk and watch and listen to the quiet falling of the rain. The canal itself seems endless in either direction, a still ribbon of water stretching far into the soft distance, carrying only the reflections of the low sky and the occasional passing ripple, its surface undisturbed by anything sharp or sudden. The air has a subtle coolness now, a gentle chill that suggests the turning of the season, a reminder that warmth is a welcome thing as the days shorten and the nights lengthen, and the thought of the boat's inner warmth is a soft comfort already waiting, not something to be sought or hurried towards. You continue along the narrow path, the boat drawing closer now, its familiar shape becoming clearer in the gathering dusk, its dark paintwork gleaming softly with the rain. The surface of the canal still mirrors the soft, uniform grey of the sky, each raindrop creating a perfect, tiny circle that spreads and overlaps with others, an intricate, ever-changing pattern of rings moving across the calm water. Along the bank, a moor hen, its small head bobbing, moves slowly from the edge of the reeds, pushing itself with a gentle dip and rise, not hurrying, simply gliding away from your approach, a dark shape against the muted tones of the water and the bank. Its passage leaves only a faint V-shaped wake that soon flattens and disappears, absorbed by the quiet surface of the canal, leaving no trace behind. The air carries the distinct clean smell of wet earth and damp wood, mingling with the fainter, sweeter scent of decaying leaves from the willows that overhang the water further down the bank. A grounding and familiar aroma that settles easily around you. You see the strong, dark rope now, thick and wet, secured around a stout mooring pin driven deep into the grassy bank, its fibers glistening with moisture, holding the boat fast and steady against the gentle current. The boat itself is a long, low presence on the water, solid and reassuring, its simple lines a quiet testament to enduring purpose, and it rests peacefully as the rain falls, completely at ease in its place. The rhythmic, soft tapping of the rain on the leaves above you begins to blend with a new, closer sound, a faint, insistent murmur that seems to come from the boat itself, a steady patter that promises shelter. The cool, damp air feels good against your face, a refreshing touch that gently wakes the senses without demanding anything of them. And your body feels an easy lightness as you walk, a quiet readiness to arrive. The sound of the water moving somewhere further along the canal, perhaps spilling over a low weir or churning at a distant lock gate, remains a soft, continuous hum in the background, a steady, low voice that is always there, always unchanging, part of the deep quiet of the evening. The faint metallic scent of rain on cold stone seems to rise from the very edge of the towpath, where the occasional old brick or paving slab peeks through the grass, adding another subtle layer to the evening's rich, quiet smells. The sense of anticipation is a gentle thing, a quiet turning inward, knowing that the journey's end is very near. Not a sudden stop, but a soft unfolding into stillness, and each step now feels a little softer, a little more deliberate, a quiet preparation for arrival. You reach the boat, its dark hull rising gently from the water, and the low shape of the small deck appears before you, a flat, wet surface ready for your step. The first motion is a simple one, a quiet shift of weight as you step down onto the solid timber, the wood feeling cool and firm beneath your feet, and the slight give of the boat rocking almost imperceptibly with your weight is a gentle welcome. The rain continues its soft fall, but now as you stand on the deck, you can hear it more distinctly, a closer, more intimate sound. Rain on the boat's roof, only a few inches above your head, makes a close, even sound completely harmless. Two small wooden doors, painted a deep, restful green, are set into the cabin wall, their brass handle worn smooth by many hands over many years, an inviting gleam in the dim light. They stand ajar just a little, a thin vertical line of warmth showing between them, a silent invitation, not a command, but a quiet offering of what is waiting within. You push the doors open just a little further, with a soft, yielding sigh of wood on wood, and duck your head, stepping over the low threshold, a simple movement that signals a gentle change of space. 3 low steps lead down into the cabin, each one solid and varnished. A shallow descent that carries you deeper into the quiet warmth. With each step down, the air subtly changes, growing distinctly warmer, a soft, enveloping comfort that gathers around you, a gentle shift away from the cool, damp evening outside. The sound of the rain softens slightly, no longer spread across the open sky, but now focused, a steady, rhythmic patter directly overhead, a comforting presence on the roof. The light from inside spills out around you, a soft amber glow that chases away the last lingering grey edges of the day, wrapping you in its quiet embrace, and the scent of warm wood and a faint sweet hint of something like tea or old books begins to gather, a subtle invitation to quietude. The feeling of being completely enclosed, sheltered from the cool autumn evening, settles deep within you, a quiet sense of arrival. You are now fully inside the cabin, a small enclosed space, completely warm and welcoming, a deep, soft quiet surrounding you. The air here is still and comforting, holding the gentle warmth from the small black cast iron stove that glows with a steady, soft heat at one end of the cabin, its iron surface radiating a deep, pervasive warmth that fills the entire space. A low fire burns steadily within the stove, visible through the small mica window in its door, a flickering orange light that dances and shifts, casting a warm living glow across the varnished wood of the walls and ceiling. Everything feels close, contained, and solid. The narrowness of the boat's interior a comforting boundary, keeping the vastness of the outside world gently at bay. Small details begin to emerge from the soft lamplight, the gleam of polished brass fittings, the rich dark grain of the carefully fitted wooden panels that line the walls, each one speaking of thoughtful craft and quiet purpose. Along one wall, a shelf holds a neat row of books, their spines a mix of muted colors, held securely in place by a simple strip of varnished wood, a silent promise of quiet hours. A heavy ceramic mug sits drying on a small rack above a shallow sink, already clean and waiting. On the counter beside it, a small dark kettle, polished to a dull shine, rests quietly, its rounded belly promising the simple comfort of hot water, ready to be filled and placed on the stove. A narrow bunk stretches along the far wall, made up with a thick, plain wool blanket folded neatly at its foot, its surface smooth and inviting, a soft haven already prepared. The light from a single oil lamp, its wick already trimmed, casts a gentle, steady illumination, a soft golden pool that gathers the shadows into the corners without truly banishing them, leaving the space feeling deep and restful. There is a sense of quiet order, of things settled and cared for, not a busy order, but a calm, unhurried arrangement that has found its natural place. The ceiling of the boat is low, a soft, rounded curve of varnished wood, and the sound of the rain becomes even more intimate here, a constant, close presence. Rain on the boat's roof, only a few inches above your head, makes a close, even sound completely harmless, a steady whisper in the quiet space. The air holds the comforting scent of wood smoke, faint and sweet, mingled with the clean smell of the varnished timber and a hint of something warm and dry, an aroma that wraps around you like a soft shawl. Through the small, thick glass of the window, you can see the muted grey blur of the evening outside. The rain still falling, but here, inside, you are utterly safe and warm, and the weather is a distant, gentle backdrop to the quiet comfort of the boat. Every item within reach feels solid and good, a simple presence, a quiet thing that asks for nothing, simply offering its familiar weight and texture, and the warmth sinks deeper into your bones, easing any lingering tension from the day, allowing your shoulders to soften and your breath to deepen, finding its own slow, even rhythm. The first quiet task is a simple one, a movement that feels both familiar and unhurried. You take off your wet coat, feeling the cool, damp wool for a moment, and then reach for the sturdy hook set into the wall just beside the door, hanging the coat carefully, allowing it to drip gently onto the small mat placed beneath it. Its presence a quiet testament to the outside world now safely left behind. The sensation of the cool dampness leaving your skin is immediate, replaced by the encompassing warmth of the cabin, a soft shift that loosens any last vestiges of the cool evening air. You turn towards the cast iron stove, its steady glow a gentle invitation. With a slow, deliberate motion, you reach for the small brass handle, cool and smooth beneath your fingers, and ease open the heavy door of the stove, revealing the small, contained fire within, its embers a deep, vibrant red, pulsing with a quiet, living heat. The warmth that spills out is sudden and stronger, a comforting wave against your face, and the faint, sweet scent of burning wood deepens in the air. From the small pile of seasoned logs tucked neatly into a basket beside the stove, you select one, feeling its smooth, dry weight, the rough texture of its bark, a small grounding sensation in your hand. You place the log gently onto the glowing embers, watching as the heat begins to embrace it, a faint hiss and crackle as the fire takes hold, a soft, welcoming sound that fills the small space. The doors of the stove are eased shut again, with a soft, solid clink, containing the fire, allowing its warmth to radiate steadily once more through the iron, a constant, quiet presence. Next, you reach for the small kettle on the counter, its metal cool to the touch, and carry it to the compact sink. The tap turns with a smooth, easy motion, and the clear, cold water begins to flow, a gentle whispering sound as it fills the kettle, rising slowly within, a soft gurgle that breaks the quiet for only a moment. You place the now full kettle onto the hot surface of the stove, directly above the small enclosed fire, and a quiet waiting begins, a period of comfortable stillness where nothing needs to be done, nothing needs to be hurried, simply allowing the gentle heat to do its work. The small, rhythmic sound of the rain on the roof continues, a soft, persistent whisper, a quiet backdrop to the gentle waiting. You can feel the boat shift almost imperceptibly on the water, a subtle, slow rocking that is barely there, a deep, gentle breath that the boat takes as it rests, completely moored and secure. And it is a reassuring sensation, a quiet reminder of its presence on the water. The warmth from the stove continues to spread, soaking into the air, into the wood, into you, and the sense of simply being here, completely settled, completely at ease, deepens with each passing moment. The world outside, with its cool air and falling rain, seems very far away now, a distant memory, and all that remains is the soft warmth, the quiet sounds, and the simple presence of the boat, a complete and peaceful haven. The kettle begins to hum, a soft rising note, and soon a thin plume of steam rises from its spout, a quiet signal that the water is ready. You pour the hot water into the ceramic mug, a gentle flowing sound, and a simple comforting tea bag is dropped in, its aroma beginning to unfurl in the warm air. With the warm mug cradled in your hands, its heat seeping into your palms, you turn towards the narrow bunk, its wool blanket already inviting. You sit down, the soft give of the cushion a quiet welcome, leaning your back against the smooth varnished hull of the boat, feeling its gentle curve against your spine. The tea is warm and plain, a simple earthy taste that settles easily. The oil lamp, its golden light still steady, is reached for, and with a slow twist of the small brass knob, the flame is lowered, its light softening, retreating into a dimmer, more subdued glow that deepens the shadows and invites quiet rest. The door of the cast-iron stove, still radiating its quiet warmth, is closed completely, leaving only a faint, pulsing red glow visible through its mica window, a deep, sleepy eye in the heart of the room. The boat shifts an inch on the water, a subtle, almost imperceptible movement, a gentle sigh. The sound of the rain becomes even quieter now, a soft, steady murmur, a gentle lullaby. Rain on the boat's roof, only a few inches above your head, makes a close, even sound, completely harmless, a soft, almost hushed presence in the deep quiet. All activity ceases, all tasks are done, and there is only the warmth, the quiet, and the gentle, even sound of the falling rain. The boat holds you safe now. The light is very low, a deep amber glow that barely reaches the edges of the room. The warmth sinks deep into your bones, a complete and gentle surrender. The rain whispers on the roof, a constant, even murmur, a sound that has always been there and always will be. The hull curves around you, a strong, soft shell. The water is calm outside, completely at rest. No sound but the steady, soft fall of the rain, a quiet breathing of the boat beneath you, a gentle rise and fall that is barely perceptible. The soft weight of the blanket rests over you, a familiar comfort. The air is still and warm, holding the scent of wood smoke and quiet. Your eyelids feel heavy now, a soft, pleasant weight. The world outside is a distant, blurred memory, fading into the soft edges of sleep. Only the quiet remains within this small, warm space. A deep, soft quiet that fills every corner, every space. Your breath comes slow, a natural, unhurried rhythm. The body settles further into the warmth, finding its deepest rest. The rain continues its soft, even song, a lullaby without end. All is still, all is quiet, only the warmth, only the dark, only the quiet. You are already here, standing in the quiet lane, the cold air a soft presence around you, before the sun has even thought of rising, and the only light comes from the single window of the old bakery down the cobbled way. a gentle glow on the dark street. The air carries the damp coolness of late autumn, a quiet scent of earth and turning leaves as the hours before dawn unfold around you, still and deep and undisturbed by any sound or stir. The street is empty, a long curve of wet cobbles reflecting the distant soft light from the bakery in a broken liquid shimmer, like scattered pieces of pale gold, and the tall houses on either side of the lane stand dark and silent, their windows shuttered, their roofs holding a fine, cool mist. The faint chill on your skin settles gently, never quite reaching inside, as the promise of warmth already whispers from further down the lane, carried on the slow, cool currents of the air. There is no urgency in this quiet space, only the soft, steady rhythm of the night before the day, where nothing needs to happen and everything simply is. A deeper breath draws in the faint, sweet scent of distant wood smoke, mingling with the sharper, cleaner smell of the damp stones underfoot, a quiet symphony of the morning waiting. The sky above is a deep, unchanging canvas, a vast expanse of dark blue, holding the last few scattered stars like tiny distant pinpricks of light, far away and untroubled. And then, clearer now, cutting softly through the cold, the warm, comforting aroma of freshly baked bread begins to reach you, a soft invitation that unfurls itself along the quiet lane, reaching out further than it rightly should, a rich, yeasty scent that promises warmth and rest, and a kind of quiet satisfaction. It is a smell that settles deep within you, a soft anchor in the stillness of the pre-dawn world, drawing you gently forward without any effort at all, simply existing as a quiet truth in the cool, still air. The only other sound is the soft, almost imperceptible whisper of the air itself, a cool breath against your cheek as the world holds its quiet sleep around you. The bakery window glows a soft amber against the deep blue of the world, a beacon of quiet comfort in the sleeping village, and the light does not intrude, but simply exists, a soft, welcoming presence in the deep quiet. The air around you is still, a gentle embrace of the autumn night, and the ground under your feet feels solid and real, a quiet support beneath your weight as the soft light from the bakery window pulls you onward with no need to hurry, just a simple, unhurried drift toward its warmth. You begin to move, a slow, unhurried progress along the cobbled lane, your steps soft and even on the wet stones, and there is no need to make any sound, for the lane is empty and waiting. The soft glow from the bakery window grows a little stronger with each quiet step, painting a warm, shifting pattern on the wet, dark stones ahead of you, a path of gentle light that welcomes your approach. The air, though still cool, begins to soften just a fraction, hinting at the deeper warmth that waits, a subtle shift that registers deep within your quiet knowing. As you draw closer, the rich scent of warm bread becomes more immediate, a deeper, sweeter presence that fills the air around you, wrapping itself gently around your quiet thoughts, and it is a smell that promises a kind of comfort that settles itself easily within you. You pass by the tall, dark walls of the other buildings, their sturdy stone quiet and cool under your hand, their closed shutters hinting at the deep sleep held within. But your path leads you onward toward the soft, inviting glow of the bakery. The bakery building itself is old and solid, its stone walls worn smooth by seasons and time, and the window when you reach it is a simple pane, dusted on the inside with a fine, almost invisible film of flour, catching the soft lamplight from within and holding it close. Through the glass, you can see the quiet interior, a soft, inviting blur of warm light and shadow, the promise of warmth already seeping through the old glass, a gentle invitation to simply be. You can almost feel the gentle warmth of the air already stirring just beyond the heavy wooden door, a faint breath of heat escaping the cracks, even before you reach it. There is no rush, no reason to quicken your pace, only the quiet understanding that the warmth is waiting, and you are slowly, steadily moving toward it, in your own time, in your own way. The lane curves gently one last time, bringing you directly to the side of the bakery, and you notice the sturdy, dark wood of the back door, set just slightly ajar, a sliver of deeper light showing at its edge. The air here, right at the threshold, is noticeably warmer, a distinct soft wave of heat that flows gently outward, enveloping you completely, a comforting blanket in the cool dawn air, and it is a warmth that asks nothing of you, only that you accept its quiet embrace. You simply stand there for a moment, letting the warmth settle around you, letting it sink into your skin, through your clothes, a deep, comforting sensation that eases away any lingering coolness from the quiet lane. The back door stands open just a crack, a silent invitation, not swinging, not calling attention, but simply waiting, as if it has always been this way, for you to step through. You reach out a hand, not to push, but just to let your fingers rest lightly on the smooth, cool wood of the doorframe, feeling the solidness of it, the quiet age held within its grain, and then you step across. There is one soft, easy step down onto a worn, cool stone floor already inside, and the air around you changes completely, all at once. This warmth is not sharp or sudden, but soft and enveloping, a steady, comforting presence that seems to have waited just for you, a quiet welcome. The cool whisper of the pre-dawn lane falls away behind you like a forgotten dream, replaced by a deep, even warmth that embraces every part of you, a profound shift in temperature that sinks into your bones, settling all the way down. And from somewhere deeper within, a gentle, pervasive hum, you can almost perceive the low, steady breath of the oven, a sound more like warmth than noise, a deep and constant pulse that fills the very air. The air inside carries the full, rich scent of baking bread, not just a hint now, but a deep, pervasive aroma that fills every space, a warm, yeasty perfume that settles deep within your lungs, a gentle breath of quiet satisfaction. The stone floor under your feet is cool and smooth, a pleasant contrast to the deep warmth of the air, grounding you gently in this new, quiet space. The faint light from the main room casts long, soft shadows around you, making the corners seem deep and soft, inviting you further in, with no demand, no expectation, just a quiet, beckoning softness. You are simply here, in this quiet place, surrounded by the warmth and the scent, and there is nowhere else to be, nothing else to do, but to simply stand for a moment, letting the deep comfort of this new air settle around you, feeling your shoulders soften, your breath deepen, as the warmth seeps into every quiet space within you. The door is behind you now, not quite closed, but the chill of the outside world is gone, replaced by this deep, abiding, gentle heat. You move forward a little into the main room of the bakery, a quiet, inviting space where the air itself feels thick with comfort and the gentle history of slow, careful work. The light is soft and even here, cast from a single lamp on a high shelf, painting the room in shades of deep amber and soft shadow. Never harsh, never too bright, just a gentle glow that lets your eyes rest easily. All around you are the quiet, sturdy presences of the bakery, a world of wood and flour and the deep, abiding scent of warm bread. To your left, a long scrubbed wooden bench stretches along the wall, its surface smooth and pale from countless years of patient work, and a faint dusting of flour, fine as powdered sugar, lies scattered across its top, catching the soft lamplight like a whisper of snow. Over in the corner, leaning quietly against the wall, are several long wooden peels, their edges softened by use, their purpose clear but unhurried, waiting patiently for the day's gentle tasks. A little further along, resting on another sturdy bench, are several smooth, dark wooden bowls, each covered with a clean white linen cloth, beneath which the slow, quiet miracle of dough is gently, patiently rising, a subtle breath of life expanding under the soft fabric. And from deeper within the room, from the thick, solid walls of the great oven itself, you can feel it and almost hear it. The low, steady breath of the oven, a sound more like warmth than noise, a deep, soft hum that permeates the very air, a constant, comforting presence. It is the heart of this quiet place, a soft, deep pulse that radiates out, filling every corner with its gentle heat, a warmth that is never overwhelming, but always just right, always there. The scent of warm bread is even richer here, a layered fragrance of yeast and slow baking, a deep, satisfying perfume that settles around you like a soft, familiar blanket. On a high shelf, a set of old brass scales gleam softly in the lamplight, their pans empty, waiting, a quiet testament to the precise, measured work of this place, and they too are dusted with a fine layer of flour, a ghost of past work. Near the back wall, the great black iron door of the oven stands closed, solid and reassuring, holding its deep heat within, and the air around it shimmers faintly with the radiating warmth. On a large open wooden rack, several loaves of bread are cooling. Their crusts are deep, rich brown, some still ticking faintly as they release their trapped heat. A soft, quiet sound that adds to the deep peace of the room. The air around these cooling loaves is particularly sweet, a soft, gentle breath of warm comfort. You simply stand in the middle of the room, surrounded by all these quiet presences, letting the deep, even warmth flow through you from your feet to the soft crown of your head, a complete and quiet embrace. There is a sturdy wooden nail on the wall, just beside the open back door, and you reach up slowly to hang your coat there, letting its weight settle, feeling the last vestiges of the cool outside air fall away from you. The movement is unhurried, a small, simple act in this quiet space, and your hands feel the warmth of the air on your skin, light and soft. You turn back to the room, to the long scrubbed wooden bench, and with the flat of your hand, you gently brush away a small, faint drift of flour, a soft, almost imperceptible motion, making the surface smooth and clear. The wood feels cool and solid under your palm, a comforting texture. Your eyes drift toward the bowls where the dough is rising, and you reach out with a quiet, slow movement to lift one of the linen cloths, just a corner, just for a moment. Beneath it, the dough is soft and pale, a living, breathing thing, slowly, steadily expanding, its surface smooth and yielding, a quiet promise. You let the cloth fall back into place, a soft whispering sound, leaving the dough to its gentle work, its own silent process, undisturbed. There is no need to interfere, no need to hurry its pace, only to observe and let it be. From the counter, you pick up a chipped earthenware cup, its surface smooth and cool under your fingers, and you move slowly to a small, worn stone sink in the corner. The water from the tap flows out with a soft, steady murmur, a quiet sound in the deep stillness, and you let it fill the cup almost to the brim, watching the clear water rise, calm and clear. The coldness of the cup in your hand is a pleasant contrast to the warm air around you, a small, refreshing touch. You carry the cup back with no need to rush, and find a low, sturdy wooden stool by the warmth of the oven, its surface smooth and worn by quiet use. You settle onto it gently, letting your weight sink down, feeling the solid wood beneath you, a quiet anchor. Your back rests against the warm, rough bricks of the oven, and the deep, steady heat seeps into you, a profound comfort that spreads slowly through your clothes, into your muscles, easing any lingering tension, any forgotten thought. And still, from within the thick walls, you can feel it, the low, steady breath of the oven, a sound more like warmth than noise, a deep and constant hum that is simply there, quietly present. Your hand finds a piece of cooling bread on the rack nearby, a heel, still slightly warm from its recent journey from the oven, its crust firm and yielding, its interior soft. You simply hold it, feeling its gentle weight in your palm, its quiet warmth, not eating it yet, just letting its presence be, a soft, warm thing held in your quiet hand, its comforting scent rising gently toward you. The stillness deepens around you, and the slow, deep warmth of the room fills every part of you, a quiet completeness. The soft lamplight seems to dim just a little now, or perhaps your eyes are simply growing accustomed to the quiet glow, letting the deeper shadows gather softly around the edges of the room. The quiet ticking of the cooling loaves has faded almost entirely, a gentle whisper that has now settled into complete silence, their warmth a softer memory in the air. The deep warmth from the oven continues to radiate, steady and unchanging, a profound comfort that has now seeped all the way through you, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. a complete unhurried embrace. You are settled deeply into the stool, your back still resting against the warm bricks of the oven, and the subtle heat is a part of you now, a gentle, pervasive presence that asks for nothing. The cup of water rests on the bench beside you, untouched, its surface still and reflective, holding the soft, dim light. And from the heart of this quiet place, you can still feel it. The low, steady breath of the oven, a sound more like warmth than noise, now softer, a gentle, almost imperceptible whisper in the deep stillness, guiding you further into quiet. Your hand still holds the small piece of warm bread, its warmth a fading echo, a soft, comfortable presence in your quiet palm. The light dims further, a gentle fading, as the shadows lengthen and deepen around the edges of the room, softening every line. The quiet deepens around you, a soft, enveloping stillness that gathers itself close, letting all other sounds drift away. The warmth holds you, a steady, gentle embrace that has settled into every part of you, a deep, pervasive comfort. You are simply here, completely present in this quiet space, resting, letting go. The floor is still beneath your feet, solid and unchanging. The air is soft around you, a gentle, unmoving presence that simply is. Your breath is slow and even now, a quiet rhythm, asking nothing, needing nothing. The room is quiet, a deep, soft quiet that stretches out, without interruption, without end. There is no edge to this stillness, no sound to break its gentle hold, just stillness and warmth. Everything rests. Everything is quiet, just this, a soft, steady quiet.